Alright, let's talk XRP. Blast off. It has happened. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. We are in such a horrible phase of the market right now where it is accumulation zones and little pumps and dumps every now and again. News related stuff does still work, guys, and I'm going to prove that to you. But let's talk about a few things. Do not FOMO into certain things.
Oh my god.
I'm not a financial advisor, and if you like my stuff, subscribe please and share the love, because there's some really shit YouTubers out there. Just saying.
I'm shook. Like I have never seen this ever before in the cryptocurrency world, and it's just crazy to think we were like literally the first YouTubers to say, you know what, hey, like this could be a good deal when it was at the 0.00000 whatever cent.
Anyways, so XRP, it is currently trading at 30 cents. Not bad. It's got nearly 1 billion volume in the last 24 hours in fiat. There will be more in other currencies, obviously. And it went really, really high yesterday. And something happened in the news, and it was quite big. So yesterday, I will break it down for you. This is my trading chart. This is on BitMEX. If you don't use BitMEX, don't use it if you don't know what you're doing. If you do know what you're doing, have a look at it, because it is pretty good. So I was on Twitter yesterday morning, and I thought, ooh, what's this? There's a bit of a fintech conference in Paris. It looked fucking boring as fuck, I'll be honest with you. And what happened was, I was seeing a live stream, and funny enough, it showed the Swift CEO and the CEO of Ripple, or XRP, what you want to call it these days, on stage together. I thought, well, that's fucking interesting. Had a little look, and then they basically announced the R3 partnership with Swift. I want to talk about that in more detail. But as soon as that happened, I did not do any TA. I just went long. Fuck me. Look at this candle. Bang. So news does work, guys. News really does work. And it did. It blasted off. Hence the title, Blast Off. However, we're starting to retrace a bit now. It's pinging off that EMA 55. It may bounce off it and carry on. It may not. It may melt again. But really, really good bullish news. Really, really good. And I'm going to explain it why it is so bullish. But if you're in the premium channel, what we have, Learning Crypto, it was very, very obvious that this was going to go up. I even said it should increase. This was before the mainstream news was peddling it. As soon as they peddled it, it went high. As soon as people started waking up, it went fucking higher. And you can see it peaked here. This is when Asia were like literally awake, midnight, after midnight sort of time in UK time. So why did it happen? Let's have a look. This is pretty big fucking news. Apologies for the swearing. Don't really care. If you are holding XRP and you are quite, intimidated into what they are doing, and you listen to other people, honestly, do your research into it. I was very clouded in the past, not so much clouded, but I had my own opinions. And my opinion back in the day was Ripple Labs is a piece of shit, it has no use. XRP, on the other hand, totally different. Have a look into it. Now, a lot of BTC, maxis, whatever you want to call them these days, are pretty much like trying not to get carried away with what XRP are doing. They're trying to FUD them as much as possible. But there's no point. This is the thing that Bitcoin was created for. The proof of, the proof of transparency, essentially. The whole proof of work of blockchains and payment solutions to knock the likes of Swift off the ballpark, because they are shocking. They are so old, they're so outdated, they're really, really horrible and decrepit. R3 and the Havan, which you can see on here, the startup, are massive, massive investors in XRP. They back it a lot. I've been a partner for a while now, and they are partnered with other coins that I also have interest in. They are a really good and probably one of the best consortiums in blockchain. They have their own little concept as well, their own little thing called Cardano or Cardano, or fuck knows, I'll say it in a minute. Anyways, so let's talk about it. And the reason why I want to talk about this in such a bit more detail is to get my idea across what's going to happen in the future. I personally think that XRP will eventually be used for banking. Personal opinion. It's not financial advice. I think Swift is very outdated. It needs a lot of things, and this is why they are tied up with R3. They're going to be starting to use new infrastructure, new proof of concept with R3 blockchain technology to allow them to effectively pay people better, faster and cheaper It all starts with that B word, blockchain. It is starting to creep into the world of banking, guys. That is a sign of a bull break. And it happened, obviously. So let's have a look at what it is. Now, the partnership with R3 will see Swift hook up with GPI technology up to the former's blockchain platform, Cardona. There we go, got to write this down. So essentially what it is, and I'm going to explain it in a bit more detail, it is like a payment solution system where it uses their network, their whole, and it's going to, it's going to make transactions cheaper. Cross-border payments between banks with end-to-end tracking of transactions in real time. That is a massive step forward in the world, never mind just blockchain. It is huge. When you send money to people, traditionally, it is quite expensive. It takes time. There is also that hidden sort of thing where it could kind of get missing and lost, and it happens from time to time. With blockchain, you can track it and all that kind of cool stuff. Now, what was quite good is the fact that, yes, there's been rumours of Swift and XRP partnerships. They've also been like totally squashed. But to have the CEO of Ripple and the CEO of Swift in this conference on the same stage is a pretty big deal, and it is all speculation. It ties them together though with R3, so that is why it blasted off. But nonetheless, it is massively bullish news. It is massive for the industry. It is massive for the world of finance, which is currently on its arse. And if the model of payments is improved by this, fantastic. That is what we want. But a lot of XRP army people are really looking into this, thinking, whoa, let's go. If you bought XRP in the the bull run of last year, and you're probably thinking, fuck. If you believe in it still, buy more at the bottom. Always buy more at the bottom than you do at the top if you believe in it, because you will average your payment down. It's essentially your net cost divided by how many you will have, and that will give you the average price when, if it goes down to whatever price or up to whatever price, you get profit. So, yeah, it's pretty good. It is freaking good news, but it has started to come down, which we knew it would. But this is what it is. Now, this is the whole R3 setup, and this is where the XRP network comes into it. This is why XRP is pumping, why people are getting excited. Again, massive. If you can think of a better system that a token will be used for, it is payment solutions. It is transferring of mass amounts of money, cheap and quickly. Simple. That is what we want to do. We don't want to go to the banks and do it in like 2-3 hours. We want to do it like that. We want to go bang, off it goes. Or if other countries, cross-border payments, whatever, takes 3 to 4 days, maybe more in some cases. Shit. So that is it. This is literally, and I will put these articles on so you can have a read through. I'm not going to go through it, it's quite boring. But yeah, that is Corda Settler. So that is it. That is what the whole network of R3 looks like. Essentially, this is it based on the full shebang. Basically, this also has a video. It tells you exactly what it is. I don't like I said, I don't want to bore you. It is quite boring, all this stuff. But if you are a holder of XRP, it is very, very bullish news. Even though we are retracing a bit, and this is just the BitMEX chart. If you look at the USD chart again, we peaked all the way up to 33.5 cents, which is pretty damn good considering it was just, start of the week. 28 cents, which is quite strong support. So it really fucking went for it. It really did. So, yeah, great trade if you were reading the charts at the time, or even if you were just looking at the news and you saw that announced. The going long on there was pretty awesome. The volume did come in. The problem is, it needs to maintain. The market right now pretty bearish, and this news will soon get recycled again and again and again. It will probably bounce off this pivot point, and it could maybe retrace back into another trend, but we'll see. Who knows? More news may be coming out, more confirmations, more information that could pop it up a little bit. But XRP for me, if you've been holding from the top, I would seriously consider buying more at the bottom to average that down so you can get profits at least a bit quicker, because I know people who bought at $2, $3 and they're sitting there still. It takes a hell of a lot of effort to get a coin like this in a bear market to $3 than it would to get it to like 50, 60, 70 cents if you buy more at the bottom.